Hey guys, Andrew here with DrewFit. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today's video topic is going to be how to lose weight on a pro-metabolic diet. Now this video is specifically for those people that are coming from restrictive diets, whether it's carnivore, vegan, intermittent fasting, anything like that. I get a lot of questions on, I'm transitioning to a pro-metabolic diet and I wanted to lose weight. Instead, I started to gain weight and kind of ruin their body composition. So this is for those people that, transitioned and they find it now hard to lose that weight that they put on by increasing their caloric intake. But before I jump into that, as always, if you guys can please subscribe to my channel, like or share this video with somebody that can use this information, and also give me a follow on Instagram at DrewFit for more health tips. Now, for beginners, the obvious ones for losing weight is going to be eating less calories and more movement, exercise type stuff. I'm not going to jump into that topic because for the pro-metabolic community, a big key player in losing weight, especially losing weight effortlessly, which is how the body should be, is to optimize your hormonal health. That is going to be key, optimizing your thyroid health and overall increasing your metabolic rate. And two of the best biomarkers for measuring the health of your metabolic rate and kind of just thyroid function overall, without having to get too many extensive lab tests done, is to check your beats per minute. Ideally, you'd want to be between the 70 and 80, sometimes upwards to 90 beats per minute range. A lot of people coming from restrictive diets will be in the lower 60, maybe low 70s. And another way you can check is body temperature. People that are on restrictive diets tend to have much lower body temperatures. And for optimal body temperature, you want around 98 degrees. So those are the best two ways if you don't want to get into extensive testing to check that kind of stuff. And once you get to that place where you are experiencing healthy beats per minute and a healthy body temperature, then you can start to focus on things like an exercise program as well as caloric intake. But for beginners, you want to get to a place where your metabolic rate is healthy. You don't want to start with a major caloric deficit to try to lose that weight if you're already dealing with a sluggish metabolism, a sluggish thyroid, stuff like that. It's just going to make weight loss that much more difficult, and it's not going to be sustainable long term. So I got a few notes here, so bear with me when I'm looking down to how to optimize your hormonal production to help you lose weight. Number one, this one's pretty obvious as well, is to optimize your sleep patterns. Now, a lot of people that are coming from these restrictive diets is they simply weren't getting enough caloric intake or eating the right food. So doing both of those things, eating enough calories and consuming a lot of the right foods, ones that are very nutrient dense and not that irritating to the gut, and making sure your digestive system is running appropriately, it's really going to optimize your sleep patterns. And a couple tips and tricks for people that wake up in the middle of the night, what I have found to be extremely helpful is eating a little bit of a sugary snack, whether it's like orange juice and a piece of cheese or a little bit of milk, or even salty type snack like some chips. Obviously you want chips that are cooked in like coconut oil and salted, but a lot of the times people are dealing with an increase in adrenaline and other stress hormones, and sugar and salt have both been shown to help regulate those stress hormones and help you either fall asleep or get back to sleep if you're dealing with sleep issues. So for sleep, that's my biggest thing for people, especially coming from these restrictive diets, is to make sure you're eating enough food and eating the right foods. Next is light optimization. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, but the light environment that you are living in will have a direct correlation on a lot of hormonal production, and can drastically influence, how well you're going to be sleeping, and really, either set off your circadian rhythm in a negative way or help promote a healthy circadian rhythm. So you're going to sleep pretty easily and you're waking up with the sun, stuff like that. So you want to really avoid artificial light, especially in the morning before the sun rises and at night when the sun is set. And you can do this by getting a red light. I like the brand Gamba Red, and using that light in the evening hours if you need light, or using candles or incandescent bulbs, stuff that are not as extreme and heavy on the blue light that a lot of these LED lights that we're putting in our homes nowadays tend to have, because that will throw off hormonal production and will have a direct correlation on you not being able to lose weight. Next up I put here is digestion. I've talked about this again on my carrot salad video. It is very important to get the digestive system flowing if you are trying to lose weight or just have overall health. Is you need to have, steady bowel movements, 1, 2, upwards to 3 times a day, depending on how much food you're eating. And the reason being is if you're not going to the bathroom as frequent as you should, you're going to be storing a lot of these toxins, and a lot of these toxins will drastically increase a lot of stress hormones. Specifically, endotoxin in the digestive system has been shown to increase things like serotonin, which can impact estrogen and kind of, throw off a lot of your hormones, lower testosterone, and that again will have a direct correlation on weight loss. So to optimize your digestive system, I recommend a carrot salad 1 to 3 times a day. I have a video on how to make the carrot salad and stuff like that. Optimizing fruit instead of heavy starches is going to be easier in your digestive system, eating a lot of bone broth, stuff like that. You want a diet that is going to be as least irritating, is that proper English? I'm not sure, as least irritating to the digestive system as you can to optimize your digestive system and get your hormones on track. Next up, this kind of plays into diet as well, is you want to get a diet that is hitting all the bases, whether it's macronutrients, which are proteins, fats, carbohydrates, or micronutrients and vitamins. You want to get a very broad diet, consuming things that are very nutrient dense, like good sources of dairy, good lean meats, anti-inflammatory amino acid sources like bone broth, gelatin, collagen, stuff like that. A lot of soups are good. If you're going to eat vegetables, make sure they're well cooked and easily digestible. And like I talked about, a lot of fruits as well. But a diet that, covers a broad spectrum of that and be consistent with it. And then you can also pay attention to how many calories you're going to be eating, because caloric intake will have a direct impact on weight loss. Next up, things you want to avoid. I already talked about gut irritant foods. One specific one is going to be polyunsaturated fatty acids. You want to mitigate that as much as possible, because polyunsaturated fatty acids not only does it inhibit glucose oxidation, so you're not able to utilize the glucose that you're eating, but it can also throw off your blood sugar, and it can also impact hormones, specifically increase things like estrogen, serotonin. A lot of those stress hormones will be elevated. The more polyunsaturated fatty acids, and those are going to be things like seed oils or even nut butters like peanut butter, almond butter, stuff like that. So you want to limit your intake on those as much as possible, and also supplement things like vitamin E and aspirin to help mitigate the damaging effects of polyunsaturated fatty acids when you're consuming them. And then next up, this kind of plays into diet and exercise, but I can't stress this enough, is to walk as much as you can on a daily basis. Especially because it has such a positive impact on your hormonal production. And I will say that, extreme fitness programs will negatively impact your hormonal production, but walking is one of those activities that everybody can do, and there's really only benefit to doing that. And obviously you want to walk outside in natural sunlight if you can. If you can't, treadmill works great as well, but make sure you're walking, getting at least 10,000 to 12,000 steps per day is going to be kind of the sweet spot where you're going to optimize your fat loss. But that's probably my number one for optimizing your hormonal production, optimizing thyroid production, is going to be walking. Because like I said, a lot of these fitness programs can negatively impact hormonal production and tamper with weight loss. So those are my tips and tricks for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, or if I missed anything, drop that in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.